Hello everybody, today we're going to unbox, take a close-up look and test the Tacklife Wood Moisture Meter. So let's go ahead and open up the box. So this device is for measuring moisture levels in different types of wood. It is a handheld device and it's battery operated using a 9-volt battery. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up the box by, of course, removing the shrink wrapping. So we'll just make a small incision there and peel off the shrink wrapper. And then, of course, we go ahead and flip open the box flap to reveal the Tacklife Wood Moisture Meter right there. Let's go ahead and remove the contents from the box. Let's do that by tipping it out. So we have the wood moisture meter, a 9-volt battery, the clear plastic tray there, along with some papers. And so that's the box emptied. We can set that to the side and then spread the contents across the tabletop so you can see what we've just removed from the box. Okay, so let's start off with the warranty card. So there is a little warranty card here, the Tacklife warranty card for the wood moisture meter. Okay, so warranty card, let's go ahead, set that to the side, perhaps on the right hand side so we don't clutter the left hand side too much since the box is there already. Now moving on to the next item, there appears to be an instruction manual or user guide for the wood moisture meter. So you can see it is in booklet form. Let's go ahead and flip that open with the table of contents, and the instruction manual is covered in 6 languages. So I'll just quickly flip through it so at least you have some idea of what the instructions contain. And there seems to be a correction table as well for the different types of wood. Okay, and then that's the other section in a different language. Okay. Alright, so simple enough. The rest, of course, are in the 5 other languages apart from English. So let's go ahead and set that to the side. Let's move it right along and set it on the right hand side. Right there. Okay. Now moving on to the next item, it does come with a 9-volt battery. So there is a rectangular 9-volt battery, which is the standard kind of 9-volt battery shape. Alright, so simple. Don't lick it. As exciting as it may seem, never lick a 9-volt battery. And then of course we do have the Tacklife Wood Moisture Meter itself. So I can tell you straight away that it is surprisingly light, and it does have an ergonomic grip to it, so you can grip it with your left hand or right hand. And it does have a central button as well right in the middle, so I'm just going to show you just some idea of the size there, resting in the palm of my hand. Okay, and in terms of material, it seems to be or have a rubber coated edges, so you can see apart from the central parts there and there which appear to be plastic, the edges or borders around the wood moisture meter appear to be coated in a soft rubber, so it is vulcanized, which is nice to see. So it does help with durability and longevity for the product. So I'm going to give you a nice close-up look in a sec. So I'm going to give you an all-round view first. I'm going to rotate it to the right so you can see the side profile, the rear of the wood moisture meter, and then the opposite side, and back to the front again. And at the top, you can see that this is a cover with two metal contacts right there. And on the bottom, just a flat bottom right there. Okay, so giving you some idea of the shape and size. And now a close-up look at the front. So there is a screen there with a LCD display, or simply LCD, and there is a button as well to operate the wood moisture meter. Okay, I'm going to give you a look this way as well. So nice and clear view of the Tacklife Wood Moisture Meter. And of course this cover does remove as well. And before we do that, let's take a look at the back in close-up detail. So there is a battery compartment at the bottom as well for the 9-volt battery to go into to power the wood moisture meter. You can see right there. So nice, simple design, ergonomic and pretty lightweight with that durable protection coating around. Let's pop the top off if we can. There we go. And you can see on the underside of the cap or cover with the two metal contacts there, lets you calibrate or adjust the wood moisture meter. Okay, so nice clear view there. And you can see the two pins sticking out or protruding from the wood moisture meter to probe the wood and test the moisture levels for the wood or object. Okay, so very simple and easy to use, nothing too complicated at all. Perhaps the reference table is something that you want to refer to in the user guide to determine accurately the moisture levels for different types of wood. Okay, so now of course what we can do is just tap that button for now, even though we have no battery in the device at the moment, just to give you some idea of the button response or click sound. And now let's go ahead and pop the back open and of course connect the battery. And before we do that, we need to remove the wrapper to the battery. So let's go ahead and remove the wrapper by very carefully peeling off using a pen here, pen knife. Just being a little bit careful here. And there we go, it's slowly coming off. And okay, so it is kind of plasticky, of course, as you can see. But we'll get there eventually. And there we go, so the wrapper comes off, the 9-volt battery, showing you the cover and the battery compartment to the Tacklife Wood Moisture Meter. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect it up like that, checking the front of the screen if there's any response there, and then of course replacing the battery cover right there. And now what we can do is of course hit that on button, and it is backlit, so which is nice to see, so you can use it in dark conditions as well. Okay, so it's currently showing 0% which is good. So it is calibrated at the moment. And let's go ahead and touch it on the tabletop to see if it does record or show any measurements. Okay, nothing at present, which is great. And tapping on the multifunction on-off button at the start again does light up that LCD. Okay, so it kind of looks like a kind of taser device, doesn't it? With the 2 pins at the front. But there we go, just gonna show you that screen right there. So it is a white backlit screen showing 0%. I'm going to give you that close-up detail as well right there. Okay, all right, now let's test it. Since we've kind of baselined it on the tabletop right there, showing 0%. And you can see now, just touching it against the palm of my hand, that the measurement does update. And once again, let's touch it on the tabletop, showing 0%. Of course, I need to angle the screen or moisture meter upside down so you can actually see the screen. If I did it this way, you won't be able to see it quite what's happening. So let's do it sideways instead. Right there, 0% still. So we can see that it does work, it does move. What we can do is, of course, test it out on a piece of wood from the garden. So I do have a piece of wood here, which I've picked from the garden, so garden wood. And let's go ahead and, of course, test it out. Let's see if it does show any changes. So right there, it's showing 13% moisture in the wood. Of course, I don't know what wood this is, so it's always best to kind of know what wood you're dealing with and then use the reference table in the user manual to give you a more accurate measurement. So right there, touching at various points of the wood does give different readings. So 12% there, but it's been fairly consistent. 11%, 12%, 0 or 13%. So making sure that the pins are actually touching the surface properly. So I'm going to bring the piece of garden wood up closer so you can see what's happening as I push the pins in. So you want to push it in a little bit deeper than just the surface, so it does have a more accurate reading rather than just the surface moisture levels. So right there, so just moving the piece of wood along. So you can see towards this end it is 14% and 14%. So various parts of the wood does show different moisture levels, but it's within a narrow range, as this piece of wood has set in a relatively stable condition. But as you can see, as I touch in various points of the piece of wood, that the measurement does change somewhat. Okay, from 14 up to 16% so far. And it's not something you can tell usually just by visually looking at the wood that there is any form of moisture. Seeing that it does look dry from the top side, but on the reverse side, of course, the wood moisture meter does tell a different story. So 15% on the underside and 14% on the upper surface. And of course, that's just the kind of average reading so far, around the 15% mark on the underside. And right now, so far, that's the highest reading with a 17% moisture level. But going up to the top side again, it will tell a different story, showing 15%, being slightly drier, of course, being able to get some circulation on the upper surface, not trapping any moisture between the bottom and the surface in which it was resting on. So underside reading 17% right there at that point. Okay, so quick and easy measurements with the Tacklife Wood Moisture Meter, and very easy to operate as well. You can see going back down to 0% as it's not in contact with anything, not detecting any moisture at all. And of course, if we need the backlight, we can always tap that front button again. So that's the Tacklife Wood Moisture Meter. Thanks for watching and happy measuring!